Let me ask you something right now. Have you already decided you're going to win? Or are you still waiting for life to give you a permission slip? Because let me tell you this, victory doesn't wait for approval. It belongs to those who claim it. Say it out loud right now. I am going to win. Own it. Feel it in your soul, not someday. Not if the stars align now, right here, right now. You weren't born to live a life of average. You weren't designed to shrink so the world feels more comfortable around you. You were made to rise, to dominate your fear, to shape your destiny. And if you've forgotten that, then this is your wake-up call. Not just motivation transformation. You're not waiting on the world is waiting on you. Let me tell you the truth, everything changes the moment you decide, and I mean really decide, not just wish, not just hope. Decide that no matter what obstacle hits you, no matter who doubts you, no matter what storm shows up, you are going to win. Because when you decide, you cut off all other possibilities. That word decision comes from the Latin decide here. It literally means to cut off. So when you decide to win, you are cutting off the option to quit. You're cutting off the fear that says, what if I fail? And replacing it with, what if I never try? Winners don't wait to feel confident. They generate it. They don't need everything to be perfect. They create certainty in the chaos. Why? Because they've decided. That decision becomes a force of nature. It becomes magnetic. When you've made that level of decision, the kind where your soul is committed and your mind follows, people can feel it. Opportunities move, life shifts, doors open. Why? Because the energy of decision is powerful. So, what are you waiting for? This is your moment. You don't need more time. You need a choice, a decision, a moment where you stop playing small and start claiming the victory that's already inside you. Say it with me again, not as a whisper, but as a warcy. I am going to win. Your mind is your battlefield, and if you don't own it, it will own you. Every champion, every leader, every unstoppable force you've ever admired, they didn't just get lucky. They trained their mind like a warrior trains for battle. Because belief isn't something you're born with, it's something you build. Daily, ruthlessly, relentlessly. Your brain is a survival machine. Left alone, it defaults to fear, doubt, hesitation. Why? Because it wants to protect you. But protection isn't progress. Survival isn't winning, and playing safe has never built a legacy. If you want to win, you've got to break the pattern. Rewire the thoughts. Upgrade the story. Unshakable belief doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from 1,000 small disciplines. Waking up early when you don't want to. Showing up when no one's clapping. Speaking power over yourself when the voices of doubt are screaming in your head. Every time you do that, you're strengthening a new neural pathway. You're training your brain to believe in victory even when the scoreboard says you're losing. Belief isn't passive, it's active, it's loud, it's fierce, and it gets stronger when you move toward the challenge, not away from it. The more resistance you face, the more belief you need, and the more you push through, the more belief you build. That's the beautiful loop. Action builds belief, and belief fuels more powerful action. That's momentum. That's how giants are made. You've got to feed your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. What are you watching? Who are you listening to? What thoughts are you tolerating? You can't binge doubt all day and expect to feel confident. You can't surround yourself with average thinkers and expect extraordinary results. You must protect your belief like it's sacred, because it is. Tell yourself daily, I am unstoppable. I was made for more. I am going to win. Don't wait to feel it, declare it until you do feel it. And when you do, nothing can shake you. Not rejection, not setbacks, not failure. Because your belief isn't built on comfort, it's built on conviction. You're not hoping anymore, you're conditioning. And that's the difference between a dreamer and a doer. One waits to believe, the other creates it. Which one are you? Passion is powerful, but purpose is permanent. Passion gets you started. It gives you fire, energy, excitement. But here's the truth. Passion fades, emotions change, motivation dies. And if you're only chasing a feeling, then the moment life punches you in the face and you'll back down, you'll quit. Because passion whispers, but purpose commands. Purpose is the reason why you don't stop. It's the anchor that holds you steady when the storms hit. It's the force that gets you out of bed when you've been knocked down. Passion says, I feel like it. Purpose says, I do it anyway. And that is what separates the winners from the watchers. You need to stop asking what excites you and start asking what drives you, what moves your soul. What makes quitting feel like betrayal? That's your purpose. Your purpose isn't about comfort. It's about contribution. It's about impact. When you stop thinking about what the world can give you and start focusing on what you can give the world, everything changes. That's when you start living at a different level. That's when your energy becomes unstoppable. That's when your drive becomes untouchable. Because now you're not just playing for you, you're playing for something bigger. When you're connected to purpose, pain becomes fuel, failure becomes feedback, struggle becomes strategy. Purpose turns breakdowns into breakthroughs. It gives your fight a reason, your journey a meaning. That's when your life goes from being reactive to powerful, not because it's easy, but because it's aligned. Passion might make you smile, but purpose will make you endure. It will make you dangerous to anything that tries to hold you back. When you've got a reason that's real, deep, and personal, nothing can stop you. Not fear, not critics, not failure, because you're not doing it for applause. You're doing it because it's who you are. So I challenge you, stop chasing moments and start building mission. What do you stand for? Who are you fighting for? What legacy are you building? Once you find that, once you lock into it, you won't need motivation. You'll be moved by something deeper, and that's when you'll win over and over again. Everyone experiences pain. It's a part of life. But the difference between those who win and those who stay stuck is simple. Winners use their pain. They don't hide from it. They don't run from it. They turn it into power, into fire, into fuel, into something so strong that it becomes their edge, not their excuse. Pain is not the problem. Staying in pain without purpose is. And most people let their past define their future. They let the hurt they went through become the cage they live in. But the truth is, your pain has already happened. What you do with it now, that's your choice. That's your power. You can turn your pain into your prison or into your platform. Some of the strongest people you admire didn't escape pain, they transformed it. They used it to build grit, strength, empathy, vision. The pain made them hungry. The pain made them disciplined. The pain made them unstoppable. And that same pain, whatever you've gone through, rejection, failure, loss, betrayal, it doesn't have to break you. It can build you. Every scar you carry tells a story, but don't let it be a story of defeat. Let it be a story of resurrection. Let it be the reason you rise. You see, pain introduces you to parts of yourself you never knew existed. It reveals what's real, what matters, what you're capable of. When everything is stripped away, your strength, your truth, your soul gets revealed. And when you learn to channel that, not deny it, not suppress it, but own it, you become a force the world can't ignore. People feel your depth. They feel your authenticity because you've lived it. You've walked through fire and come out the other side, not burned, but branded with purpose. You don't have to wait to be healed to move forward. Use the pain now. Let it drive you. Let it sharpen you. Let it become the reason why you're more committed, more focused, more relentless than anyone else. Because once your pain becomes your power, nothing can stop you. Not the past, not the critics, not the fear. You're not broken, you're being built. Everyone wants the perfect plan, the right system, the flawless strategy, and don't get me wrong, strategy matters. But here's what no one tells you. The best strategy in the world is useless if you're in a lousy state. You can have the knowledge, the tools, the blueprint, but if you're tired, fearful, angry, or uncertain, you won't execute. You'll hesitate, you'll sabotage, you'll shrink. Your state, your physical, emotional, and mental condition in any given moment is the foundation of performance. And if you don't learn to master your state, life will master you. External events will knock you off center. Emotions will hijack your clarity. Fear will choke your execution. That's why champions train more than just their skills, they train their state. They condition themselves to show up at a peak level on demand, not just when they feel like it. So how do you master your state? First, move your body. Motion creates emotion. You cannot stay depressed in a powerful physiology. Get up, breathe deeply, take up space, change your posture, get your blood flowing. Your body controls your mind more than you realize. Second, shift your focus. Whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus on what's missing, and you'll feel empty. Focus on what's possible, and you'll feel energized. Train your focus like a weapon. Next, upgrade your language. Words are not just a reflection of how you feel, they create how you feel. Stop saying, "I'm overwhelmed," and start saying, "I'm figuring it out." Stop saying, "I'm stuck," and start saying, "I'm building." The language you use wires your brain. Speak power, not limitation. And most importantly, you must prime your state every day. Don't wait for inspiration to hit you. Create it. Own your morning. Command your energy. Develop routines that activate your power music, gratitude, incantations, movement. Whatever it takes to lock in your best self, do it daily. Because here's the truth. Strategy will take you far, but state will take you further. It gives you access to courage, creativity, resilience. Love the things that no step-by-step plan can deliver. And when you show up in a peak state consistently, you don't just play the game, you dominate it. Limitation is a liar, but if you negotiate with it, it wins. The moment you start reasoning with your excuses, you're already halfway to surrender. Because limitation doesn't knock on the door saying, "I'm here to destroy you." No, it shows up as a whisper. Be realistic. Take it easy. You're not ready. And if you start a conversation with that voice, you're giving it power. You don't negotiate with limitation. You confront it. You override it. You push back so hard that the voice of doubt has no choice but to shut up. Because every time you make a deal with your weakness, you trade your greatness for comfort. And the truth is, most people aren't limited by what they can't do, they're limited by what they're willing to tolerate. Winners don't argue with fear, they act in spite of it. They don't debate whether they feel good enough. They decide that they are. It's not arrogance, it's ownership. It's a refusal to be controlled by stories that shrink their potential. If you want to win, you have to get violent about eliminating anything that doesn't serve your future. That includes your self-doubt. That includes old labels. That includes the voices that told you you're not enough. You see, limitations are like mental contracts. Somewhere along the way, you agreed to play small. You agreed to stay safe. You agreed that failure meant something about your worth. But here's the deal: you can break that contract today. Tear it up, walk away. Rewrite the terms of your life with a pen made of courage. Because everything you want exists on the other side of that imaginary wall. And yes, it's imaginary, built from your past, your pain, your fear. But walls built in the mind can be crushed by a decision. Not a wish, not a maybe, a decision to never again lower your standard to fit your situation. You weren't born to blend in, you were born to rise. And if you want to live at the level of your potential, you must become non-negotiable about your identity, about your habits, about your future. You either live by design or you live by default. So stop asking if you're capable. Start deciding that you are unstoppable. No more deals with doubt. No more compromises with limitation. It's your time, and you're going to win.